Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial video on my YouTube channel. I am Mr. Olo and this is Design with Mr. Olo. Now in this tutorial video, I'm going to quickly show us how we can create a beautiful art design for MTN. This particular design we'll be working with today was inspired by a design I saw on Instagram, but for a different firm. But I loved how they did it, so I'm going to use that concept to work for an art design for MTN. So as you can see right here, we already have our design assets, and all these assets are going to be made available for you in the description below in case you want to follow up in this tutorial video. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So now the design we're going to be doing today is going to be simple, straightforward, and elegant. Like I said, like I always tell my students and like I always tell other fellow designers, design is always something that you have to convey a message in the simple way possible without cluttering the design. Okay, you have to make sure that you don't clutter your design, but your message is still what passed across. So without further ado, let's just create our box. So thankfully, I'm using Corridor 2022 in this particular design, so I don't have to go and start scaling out my stuff as usual. So I'm just going to double tap, and I have my square snapped to the document page I'll be working with. So briefly, now that we've got that covered, okay, we are briefly going to bring out our text. So luckily I already have the MTN font that I'm already using, so which is also going to be made available for you to use. So we are going to be using the new MTN their customized font that was made specifically for them. It's called MTN Brighter Sans. So that is the font we're going to be using today to match with what we are going to be doing. So now in this particular tutorial video, we've created our box right here. So we are briefly going to remove the outline by right-clicking once, and right-clicking, and our outline is off. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to bring this our background. Okay, we're going to bring it to the middle. Okay, we're going to bring our background to the middle, and we're going to place it this way. Okay, but before we do that, let's bring out our text, and we're going to write something. Let me say the caption or the main purpose of this particular tutorial. So we're going to say, no matter, okay, sorry guys, no matter the size, we got you covered. So now we're going to put in a full stop, and we're going to center align this, because what we're going to be working on today is going to basically be center aligned. So we're going to reduce this, and we are going to change the font now. Okay, so let's color this white. Okay, so we are going to change the fonts to MTN Brighter Sans. Okay, I already have it here. So we are going to use the MTN. Let me bring out the font, MTN Brighter Sans. Okay, this is the font. It's also going to be made available for you. So we are going to be using the bold. Okay, so we are going to reduce the leading. Going to reduce the leading a bit. That is the line spacing. We're going to reduce it a bit. I'm thinking, okay, let's leave it that way. Okay, so now we're going to keep this aside. Then we are going to briefly, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw out some shapes we're going to be using for our tutorial. So now we're going to drop this aside, and we're going to bring out this our little shape here. Okay, something like this. Then we're going to go over to our curve, and we're going to convert this to curve. So we're going to first convert these two anchor points here, these two top anchor points. Let me give it a bright color. Okay, you're going to select these two anchor points. Holding your shift, you're going to select these 2 points. Then we're going to drag it all the way to its complete. We're also going to go down to these parts, and we're going to select only these points. Okay, and we're going to drag it up this way. So this is how our stuff is going to be. So we are going to maybe drag this down a bit, and we're going to leave it this way. Let's reduce it. We're going to leave it this way. So now we got this covered. The next thing we're going to do is that we're going to create a circle. So we're just going to kind of draw out our concepts from here, holding your control key to get a proportional circle. Okay, and you're also going to give it the outer color. So let's just get our concept out right here now. Then the next thing we're going to do is okay, so we got that covered. Now we've been able to do that. So now if you look at here very well, there's something I want to do. I'm going to simply duplicate this logo and bring it in. Now this logo is basically a PNG file, and I can't work with this. I don't want to work with this. Rather, I'll search for the SVG or the EPS file online. I couldn't find it, so I just basically brought in the PNG so that I can reconstruct the logo itself. So my best guess is the word mark, which is the MTN itself that was used there, was done using their custom fonts. So I'm basically just going to type in MTN. So I'm going to go to my text. I'm going to type in MTN. Then I'll center align it to the middle with P. Then I will reduce it to fit into the size of the middle MTN. Okay. Let me color it white so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'll fit it into the middle. Then I'll go over to my font and I'll change it to MTN Brighter Sans Bold. So technically, I think this is the font, and I've been able to get the exact font to use. So the next thing I'm going to do is, now I've center aligned it, I'm going to now drag this sphere. So I'm going to bring out my sphere. I'm going to bring it this way. Now I'll give it the outline, the white outline color. Then I'll adjust it. I'll place it to the middle. Then I can adjust this area. Then I'll also adjust this area. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, so that the weight, I'll need to make sure the weight of this sphere matches, that is the line weight matches the line weight of the main logo. So I'm just going to increase the outline to something about 5. Let's say 6. 6 is okay. So now I think I've been able to make a duplicate of their logo. So I'm just briefly going to let me delete this our box back. So I'm just briefly going to bring this our logo out here. Then I'm going to bring it out here. So now I'm going to drag this away for now, or just delete it, not to have too much stuff here. So I'm going to bring it our logo here. So the next thing I'm going to do is, now, as I taught you guys in my previous video about how to how to easily color out an outline without you giving this, how to convert an outline to, maybe you're designing a logo and you just want to use the outline format. I taught you guys how to convert it so that it can work properly for you. If you haven't watched that video, it will be left. I think it should be in the timestamp here. So just click on the video and you can watch how you can convert a logo outline to let's say an object. Let me put it that way. So now we have our logo here. So this is our outline. What the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to objects, and we are going to go to convert outline to objects. Now we converted to object, meaning we can easily color it now. Okay, which means we can easily color our object. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to highlight the both of them and we are going to group it together. Then we can come over, let's drop the logo here. Then we can come over here and give it this particular color. So we're just going to get our color picker tool. We're going to add the color to our stuff. Then we select the logo. Okay, then we give it the yellow color, which is the MTN brand color. So if that is done, we're going to set this as, at least with this, we can change it to however we want, just like if we had the logo in a PNG format. At least like this, now we can change it to black, we can change it to white, we can change it to the MTN brand color. So we're going to set that aside. So the next thing we're going to do now is you're going to bring in our box back. So we're going to double tap. We have our box. So the next thing we're going to do is we're now going to power clip all these things into this box. So having highlighted all of these things, we're going to click on power clip and we're going to power clip them into the box. Then remove the box outline. Then we go into our box, and here we can start arranging our stuff to the way we want. Okay, so we're going to also give another box out here, and we're going to leave it this way. So we're going to color it black, then remove the outline. Now we can take our stuff like this, and we're going to put it to the middle. Let's group it first. Okay, then we're going to put it to the middle. Okay, we're going to color this white, then we remove the white outline, then we color this the MTN brand color, and then we remove the white outline. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to briefly bring this song here. We're going to make this a bit enlarged. Okay, then we are going to ungroup with Ctrl U. Then we're going to make this a bit transparent. This circle, we're going to make it a bit transparent. So let's put it at let's say 30% transparency, let's say 20% transparency. Okay, this is okay. 20% transparency is okay. Now, as we're going to take this and we are going to reduce it a bit. Okay, then we are going to bring this our logo as usual. We are going to put it somewhere here. Then we reduce it. Okay, I think the outline is it too thin? I think the outline is too thin. So let's double the outline. Make it. Okay, we're just going to. Okay, it's too much. 3. I think this is better. Then we convert to outline to objects. Then let me okay, I'm just going to bring this, I'm going to cut this out away, then I'm going to highlight this whole thing, and I'm going to trim it together. Then I can see, okay, yes, so I'm going to bring back our MTN, then I group it together. Okay, that is solved. So the next thing we are going to do is we are now going to bring in this our stuff right here. Then we are going to give it the color black. We're going to take it to the front with shift page up. We're going to go in and then reduce the size and make sure it is center aligned with the circle. We're going to go over here, then we're going to bring out our tools bar. We are going to go for our alignment, align and distribute. So we have activated our align and distribute. Okay, so we are going to make sure it is aligned. Now it is properly aligned. So now that is done. We are also going to draw a little, let's say a line under. I don't know what you're going to write under for now, so let's just draw it down first. We're just going to draw a thin line here, and let's increase it to 3, and we give it the color yellow. Or for easy stuff, we just convert to object and then give it the color yellow. Then we center align it with the circle also. Yes, I think we center align with the circle and we increase it the length a bit. Then now we are going to come over here. We're going to bring in our elements, all these things that we made available for you. We're going to just take them or shift page up. Shift page up. Shift page up. So now we're going to arrange these things in a more, what I call it mannerized manner. And put it that way. So we're going to just reduce this a bit. Then we're going to take this to this particular area somewhere here. Meanwhile, this circle, everything here will have to come to the front. Okay, I want it to come to the front, so I can take this a bit to the back. Okay, so I'm going to now take this here. I'm just going to keep adjusting till I get to what I actually want. Okay. So now I'm going to take this circle out because I want to do something here. I'm just going to take it out using Ctrl X. And I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to add a bit of shadow to this boy here. But before that, we're going to convert these 3 items to bitmap. But before we convert to bitmap, we make a duplicate. Then we select all of them and we convert to bitmap so that we can add our shadow effect. Now we go over here and we add our shadow. So there's this kind of shadow I want to add in here. Okay, am I adding the shadow of the 3? Oh. Okay, I just have to undo and then convert them to bitmap separately so that it won't seem like a grouped work. So I'll convert to bitmap separately. So I've converted all of them to bitmap. Now I can add my shadow, one by one. I just want to add, this kind of shadow to look like it has a drop shadow dropping beneath it, that kind of a thing. Something like this. Let me remove this from here and so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to apply a drop shadow. Okay, this isn't really working out for me, so I'm going to try out a different kind of shadow. So I'm going to clear the shadow, and I'm going to come over here to presets, then I'm going to try a different kind of shadow. Yes, I think this should work for me. This should work for me, so I'm just going to try a different kind of shadow. Almost the same thing. I'm going to give it a color black. We're just going to work this way. I could not get a real high resolution image online, so I'm just going to be working with what I have right here. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same for this. This should work properly, but this is quite a straight object. It's just erect. So I'm just going to work with this, make it a bit real. So I'm going to increase the feather a bit. Okay, then for this I'm going to just briefly arrange it somewhere here where it can be a bit useful. Then I'm going to also add my drop shadow effect. This should work really fine for me, especially if I use this method, which might look a bit too artificial. So I'm going to increase the feather. Okay, let's just work with that. So we are going to bring back our circle with Ctrl V. So now what this ad is really trying to talk about is, simply just trying to advertise their different sizes of routers. For those of you who are conversant with MTN routers, you know that they have the bigger one, which is mostly majorly for company and industrial use. They have the small one, which is, they have this other medium one, which is also for your office, and you can also use it for your home. While they have this portable one, which you can take with you anywhere. You could even slot it in your pocket. That is the one I'm personally using. So let's just group all of this together and then bring them down a bit, because we're trying to advertise something. Okay, we're trying to advertise something. So we're going to create 3 circles, or should I say 4 communication circles. We're going to give it the color white, then we remove the outline, then we make a duplicate, 2, 3, 4. Then we group them together and then we reduce. Then we'll bring them in here and align it to the center of this shape. So we're going to, I think we're going to delete this. I want to give it a bit of space. I want to give this a bit of space, something like this, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to group, then align it. I think I'm going to take it up a bit. So those of you who are conversant with this, it's mostly like a communication symbol. So MTN is simply trying to tell you that no matter the size, we got you covered. That means no matter the size of the router you're using, they got you covered. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to bring in our background. Okay, this is the background we'll be using. So we're going to power clip it into this part. Okay, so we're going to make a duplicate, then we power clip into this box, then we enlarge it to cover everywhere. We're going to enlarge it to cover everywhere. Then we're going to give it a bit of transparency, like let's say 40. And go out. Let's say 50. I want it to blend properly. Let's say 50. Okay, this is cool. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in this stuff here. We're going to add a bit of flare. So we're going to make a duplicate. So we're going to bring it to this corner somewhere here. Now watch me very well. I'm going to use a transparency trick here. So I'm going to bring this here and I'm going to go to my transparency tool. Now once I select my transparency tool, I'll come over here and choose the fountain transparency. Once I click on the fountain transparency, I'll come over here and choose the elliptical fountain transparency to make it like I'm trying to focus, trying to give out the edges. The edges are the part I want to transparent away and keep the middle in focus. So I'm going to choose the elliptical fountain transparency. So you see what I'm trying to say here. So I'm just going to bring in the focus to this part. Okay, so this is the part I want to put in the focus. So I'm just going to adjust till I get to what I want, something like this. And I'm going to leave it. Okay. Now I think I'm going to leave it that way. Okay. Then I'm going to make a duplicate by doing it this way. Then I'll bring it here too, and I'll make a duplicate. To make sure that everything is properly aligned, I think I'm just going to delete this. I'm going to rotate it instead to something like this. I think I'm going to rotate it something like this. Okay. Let me work on the transparency. Okay. Let me just leave it this way. Let me see. I'm going to duplicate, or just duplicate it this way. Okay, I think, nope. So I'm going to rotate it. This isn't looking good at all. So let me put it this way, something like this. Let it look like it's the opposite of this. So I'm going to select both of them, I group them, then center align to get the real exact point I want. So I think that is basically what I'm going to be doing. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to write in their website, somewhere around here. Make a duplicate of this text, give it the color white, then I will left align. Then I'm going to come over here to my Chrome and I'm going to just select out the website. Okay. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just paste it in here. MTN line. So I'm going to just bring it down. But I'm not going to use the same font. I'm going to use something more lighter. Maybe use the medium. I'll be using the medium for the font, for the website. Then I'm going to reduce it a bit. So basically, I'm going to put it at the middle. And there's something else I want to write down here, which is something that is like a new, what I call it, slogan. I'm going to bring it down here. And I'm going to go over to the text and I'm going to reduce it to the regular. I'm going to come over to their website and I'm going to copy this. What are we doing today? So this is what I'll be copying today. What are we doing today? That is like their new slogan. I'm just going to type it out. What are we doing today? Question mark. Should I put this below? Okay, I think below will be better. Okay, and there we have it for this particular tutorial video. So this is how you could easily create a simple art design. Art design doesn't have to be so much complicated or full with elements. We could even reduce this if it's not looking good for us. I'm personally thinking it's not looking good. Let's just leave it this way. Something simple and just straight to the point. No much detail, no much unnecessary things. Just something straight to the point. And just something straight to the point. No much detail and stuff like that. Just something straight to the point. You're done with it. That's how an art design is supposed to be, because your reader doesn't have the time to start. They don't have the time to spend looking at what your ad is really, they just want to get the message right to the point. They just want to get the message ahead. So I think you're going to select this, group it, and then align it to the middle so that everything be properly aligned. Alignment is everything. I always say that. Alignment is everything in a design. Alignment is everything in a what? In a design. So I think let's take this down a bit, and this a bit. Okay, now we can align it properly. Okay, let's see. Everything is all about adjustment. Sometimes you just have to adjust till you get to what you want. I've always told you guys this thing. Alignments, adjustments, they are keys to your design. The way you use your alignments, the way you adjust certain things, will either break or make your design. So you have to be very sure that whatever you are doing your design, it works well with every other thing in your design. So I think this is better. Like I said, your clients or your prospective clients or your prospective customers don't have the time to come and start watching or looking to come and read all the gibberish you have written in your design. They just want something straight to the point. They want something, something just, straight to the point. We could let's just add a bit of texture. I always love texture. So to make this happen, let's duplicate this background in case we need it some other time. We convert to bitmap. So we come over to effects and we go to noise. Should we use 2 noise? I told you guys that I'll be working with all this thing, but to save us time, let's just go over to noise and add noise. Okay, let's see 70 as I always use it. Okay, 70 doesn't work for me, so let's go back to 50. And 50 is okay. So now, yeah, there you have your design. It doesn't have to be all that of a big deal. Like it doesn't have to make too much noise or make too much anything. This is just a simple design, straight to the point. You have the website right here for people to click. You have the center of attraction. Your proximity is intact. Everything is okay. You can reduce the logo a bit. Okay, I think that is okay. We can just group these two together and find the proper alignment, and voila, you have your design. All you just need to do now is save, export, and you have your ad design, your social media design, whatever. Like I said, all these designs like this doesn't have to speak volume. You don't have to pack a lot of elements in it, having somebody holding a phone and all that. The major focus here for this design is the routers. And you've been able to find a way to bring the 3 routers into this place, and you're able to pass your information, telling them that no matter the size, we got you covered. What are we doing today? It's like, because definitely you need these routers for your productivity. Your client needs the routers for productivity. This is me explaining the design right now, so that when you want to carry out a design, you should know the concept before you start going about it. So the concept here is to introduce your customers to a product you are offering them, which is what the routers. And the routers is to help them boost their productivity. So now you want to let them know that no matter the size you are going for, it doesn't matter. You still got them covered. And at the end of the day, you're still asking them, what are we doing today? What other way to ask somebody how to be productive if not to ask them what they are going to be doing that day? So which means you're kind of asking them, okay, are you going to be streaming videos live? Or, are you going to be streaming your videos online? Are you uploading things online? Are you sending emails? Are you making video conference calls or stuff like that you need MTN? No matter the size you go for, we got you covered. So this is basically how you can create a design, get attraction, and just get it out there. That is simply what you need to know about designs like this. They don't have to contain a lot of elements. You see, it's very simple, straight to the point. No more than 3 colors was used here: black, white, and yellow. Finish. You don't have to pack in a lot of elements. Just something plain background, go straight to the point, and it is. So this brings us to the end of today's tutorial video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button so that more people can see this video. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that, as this helps us to grow. So until next time that I'll catch you in my next video, stay safe and stay innovative. And if you want to, advance your graphic design skills, click on any of the videos showing on your screen. See you guys in my next tutorial video.